Hello, folks. Hope you're doing good. This is the third segment under Design of Irrigation Canal series. We have seen Kennedy's theory related to the design of irrigation channels. In this segment, we'll concentrate our discussions on the Lacey's theory. Lacey, an eminent civil engineer of UP Irrigation Department, carried out extensive investigations on the design of stable channels in alluviums. On the basis of his research work, he found many drawbacks in Kennedy's theory and he put forward his new theory. The essential points which he argued and design procedures which he suggested are briefly described in the segment. We'll see what exactly the Lacey's regime channels and his theory. It was proposed by Kennedy that a channel is said to be in a state of regime if there is neither silting nor scarring in the channel. But Lacey came out with the statement that even a channel showing no silting, no scarring may actually not be in the regime condition. So he proposed instead three cases, three regime conditions: true regime, initial regime, and final regime. Initial regime is supposedly it's not a condition for a regime, not a channel in regime condition. This theory, hence, applicable to only true or in a state of a final regime channels. Let us try to understand the true regime condition first. Channel shall be in the regime or the stable condition if there is neither silting nor scarring. For this condition to be satisfied, the silt load entering the channel must be carried through by the channel section. Moreover, there can be only one channel section and one bed slope at which a channel carrying a given discharge and a particular quantum and type of silt would be in regime. So hence it needs to satisfy certain conditions, and the conditions are: if the discharge is constant and the flow is uniform, the amount of silt is constant, the size and type of the silt are always the same. When a channel is flowing through a material that can be scoured easily, then such soil is known as incoherent alluvium. The next one is initial regime condition. When the bed slope varies due to dropping of silt, cross section or wetted perimeter, they remains unaffected. When water flows through excavated channel with narrower dimension, causes a defective slope, channel bed slope increases, velocity also increases, and it may attain a non-silting equilibrium at times. So the banks are subjected to the lateral restraint. So most often the channels which are in a state of initial regime, they may be grassed. They are full of grasses. So working stability is only due to the rigidity of banks, and the stability is attained only due to the banks. Let us go to the final regime condition. No resistance from the sides. All the variables are free to vary in this condition, and it attains a permanent stability out of the three conditions, out of the three states. Coarser the silt, flatter the semi-ellipse, and wider the water surface, which is evident from this diagram. The channel shape carrying coarse silt, and in case of a finer the silt, nearly the semi-circle, and you can see a valley here. So sediment is kept in suspension not only from the vertical component of the eddies, Kennedy says, but also the component of suspension was just because of vertical component, but Lacey says that it is also due to the eddies generated from the sides of the canal. That's about the gist from the Lacey's theory.